taken my hand, but have you made me your companion? So there's a big difference between the two. When you make someone your companion, you're constantly holding that hand, you're walking together. But when you just take someone's hand, that could be very temporary, just for a few moments, and then again, that hand is no longer there with you. So Baba focuses on companionship in order to become a maharathi, and also Baba stresses on service, and the service of first stabilizing yourself. Just like Baba used a word in today's Murli, drill master. So when the drill master or marshal of an army is giving commands to their group, the group follows. So in the same way, are the sense organs, are the mind and intellect following the orders of the soul, or are they doing something completely different from what the soul orders them? So a maharathi is the one whose sense organs, the mind and intellect are in complete control. And it's the soul who gives orders and they follow. So let's see what Baba has to share today. The original Murli's date is October 23rd, 1970. And the title of the Murli is The Effort to Become a Maharathi. Do you know how to do spiritual drill? What do you have to do in a drill? It's just like a fire drill that happens at work. You need to drop everything you're doing. You need to vacate the building. You need to come down, and they show you that there are some instructions you need to follow. And here Baba talks about drill means to bend your body as you wish. And also talks about how flexible the body is. In the same way, is the mind and intellect flexible too? So drill means to bend your body as you wish. And spiritual drill means to stabilize the spirit in the stage you want when you want. That is, to be able to stabilize yourself in the stage you want to. So it means the awareness you hold on to. So I'm a point of light. Am I able to stabilize myself in that awareness? Or it just comes and goes in a second? Am I able to stay put in that awareness? So we have to stabilize in the stage and remain in that stage for however long we want to. This is called spiritual drill. An army does exactly what a marshal or drill master signals them to do. In the same way, you yourself should be the master or marshal and stabilize yourself in the stage you want to be in. So Baba is giving an example of an army where the commander, the marshal, would give an order and the army would follow exactly those instructions. So in the same way, how powerful is the soul in order to instruct the sense organs, the intellect and the mind, so that they follow the orders of the master. So have you become your own drill master in this way? It shouldn't be that the master say hands down and the students put their hands up, or the marshal says right and the soldiers turn left. So just like we would want to put a full stop to any waste thoughts which are going on within. So we would instruct the intellect and the mind to put a full stop. But is that happening, or the expansion of waste is still continuing within? So again, Baba's asking us, Are our subtle senses, physical senses, cooperating with us or not? What would happen to such students or soldiers? They would be dismissed. So here who gets dismissed? So here you dismiss yourselves from your own right. And this is when Baba says you step away from your throne and you come down, the feet touches the ground and it's not on the throne. So our stage lowers, and with our lower stage, we also lose our right. You should have such a practice that you can stabilize your stage whenever, wherever you want in 1 second, because you are now on the battlefield. So when we are on the battlefield, the soldiers are always on guard, always on duty, very cautious and alert. And that's what Baba asks us to be on guard. Maya can come from any direction. So we have to maintain that stage of elevated thinking, of an elevated stage. So on a battlefield, if the army does not put a direction into practice in a second, what are they called? What would you call soldiers who take time to stabilize themselves in a particular stage on this spiritual battlefield? So how easy it is for us to stabilize ourselves in the awareness that I'm a soul and I'm a being of light, and to experience the virtues within. Is it easy for me, or it takes time? And just like sometimes it can take time for a car to start. So you're just sitting there trying to make it start. So today, Bap Dada is observing Maharathi children who are effort makers. Those who consider themselves to be Maharathis, raise your hand. So Baba says a few raised their hand. What do those who are not Maharathis consider themselves to be? Those who consider themselves to be cavalry, raise your hand. The ones who are then on a horse, the horse riders. Bap Dada is putting this question to those who didn't raise their hand to being a Maharathi. You can either be a Maharathi, you can be a cavalry, or you can be those soldiers who are on the foot. They're right at the forefront of the battlefield. So Baba is asking, Bap Dada is putting this question to those who didn't raise their hand to being a Maharathi. Do you consider yourselves to be Bap Dada's heirs? Do those who consider themselves to be cavalry consider themselves to be heirs? So if you're an heir, you have a right to the full inheritance. So if you have a right to the full inheritance, means Baba wants us to consider ourselves to be a Maharathi and make effort, intense effort. So do you consider, so do the heirs wish to claim the full right or not? So Baba is asking, if you're an heir, full inheritance is what should be our aim and objective. Since you have the aim of claiming the full inheritance, why should you be the cavalry? If you are the cavalry, do you know what number you will claim? Where would those in the second grade come? Even after receiving so much sustenance, would you claim the second grade? If you have been a second grade effort maker over a long period of time, you will receive second grade inheritance for a long period of time. and you will only have the experience of the first grade for a short time. So what is Baba mentioning? The effort we make now, the intensity of our effort, it determines when we will come in the cycle and what status we will receive in the cycle. So intense effort, we will come in golden age at the start, receive a very good status, and low effort, which means we'll come later in the cycle, lower status. So it all depends on the effort we make. So you are those who call yourselves children of the Almighty Authority Father, those who have taken sustenance from the corporeal form and the Avyakt form, and yet second grade. And so Baba's really stressing on the fact that we should be first graders and our effort should be absolutely like the one who would claim a very high status. So very intense effort, very progressing on the spiritual path, and even experiencing the attainments of how we are progressing, and receiving the instant fruit of that. So it doesn't even seem right to say this in words, or else from today, you should not call yourselves children of the Almighty Authority. Instead of calling them children, do you know what Bap Dada calls children who are engaged in making such effort? So Baba says, Baba doesn't call them bache, not children, but weak ones, kache. Now, in spite of being given everything by Baba, and still we're not able to use what Baba's provided us. So Baba says, then Baba will not be able to call you bache. Bache means the ones who will claim full inheritance from Baba. So to make such effort even now is not worthy of the self-respect of the children. This is why Bap Dada says, even now, let the past be past. Change yourself from this moment. So even the 1 second that has now passed has become past. It is no longer our present. The present is the 1 second which I'm right now experiencing. So focusing on the present and making the most of the present. In order to become a maharathi, simply remember 2 things. What are they? Firstly, keep yourself with your companion. Those who are companions and co-charioters are maharathis. There are 2 reasons for weakness in effort. So Baba's pointing out, where does the weakness come from? You have love for the Father, but you have not made him your companion. Which means, yes, we love Baba, but are we lost in that love? Are we absorbed in that love that nothing else really matters for us? So that's what Baba refers to when he says, you have not made him your companion. If you constantly keep Bap Dada as your companion, then as long as you have Bap Dada's company, Maya becomes unconscious even from a distance. So just imagine if you had a companion with you, what would you be doing? You would constantly be sharing, talking to your companion, taking advice, sharing what you're doing. So it's just the same thing. How much are we involving Baba in everything that we're engaged in? Be it any seva, be it any action I am performing, how much am I keeping Baba with me, telling Baba, talking to Baba, seeking advice? So as long as you have Baba's company, Bapdada's company, Maya becomes unconscious. Instead of us becoming unconscious by Maya entering us, here Maya becomes unconscious. So because you only make Bap Dada your companion for a temporary period, you are not able to attain sufficient power. So we will remember Baba, but where's that constant feeling of the companion? So we may remember Baba, suppose during traffic control, but for the next 1 hour, am I still keeping Baba in my awareness, or something else is taking priority? So if you were constantly with Bap Dada, you would constantly remain lost in celebrating a meeting with Bap Dada with deep love. And those who are lost in deep love cannot have their love directed anywhere else. And so when there is deep love, automatically the remembrance of the soul is there. So you feel connected to that soul. So here Baba is saying that if that love is deep, then remembering Baba and keeping Baba with you as a companion will be very easy and natural. What was the promise that children made to the Father in the beginning? I will eat with you, I will sit with you, I will entertain myself with you. You forget this promise that you made. If throughout the day you carry out every task with the Father, would Maya be able to disturb you? If you are with the Father, instead of Maya disturbing you, there would be the destruction of Maya. So, in fact, Maya will be destroyed rather than our stage getting destroyed each time with Maya attacking us. So though you have love for Baba, or for the Father, you have not made him your companion. So Baba, like for example, you're doing any action, Baba, I'm doing this, let's do it together. You're my companion, and while I am talking, and I'm keeping Baba in my internal conversations as I'm performing any action. So you have taken Baba's hand, but you have not taken his company. This is why you become knocked out by Maya. The reason for mistakes is carelessness. Carelessness makes you make mistakes. If you do not look at the spirit, Ruha, but are instead attached to the form, the Roop, then you must understand that you have love for a corpse. Baba is referring to, are you soul conscious? Are you body conscious? Where is your intellect focused? Is it on the soul, or is it on the name and form of the others? So those who have love for a corpse should understand that their future work will be in a cemetery, which means Baba says the status will be low in heaven. Just like we wouldn't want to work in a cemetery, we wouldn't want to look at dead bodies. Baba says the body is dead without the soul anyway. So look at the soul, the living form, that pure form within each one, interact with the soul, have soul level communication. So whenever you have any such thought, you should consider your part to be in a cemetery. You tell everyone to keep their aim and object in front of them. So whatever tasks you carry out, whatever thoughts you have, you must keep the aim and attainment, that is, the aim and objective, in front of you. You have to claim your inheritance of this part from the Almighty Authority Father for every cycle. Ask yourselves whether you, those who bring the dead back to life, have come to fix your part in a cemetery. We are the ones who give the life-giving herb to others, who make others conscious, and who awaken others from a deep sleep of ignorance. So Baba says you are the ones who you give life to people, you bring them back from the dead, from ignorance. So are you the ones who are still body conscious, or you are working and progressing in keeping that awareness of soul conscious and being stable in that? Any children who place their mistakes in front of the father once should understand this. If after placing those weaknesses in front of the father, you make the same mistakes again, then although Baba is the ocean of mercy, according to the drama, you also automatically receive 100-fold punishment. So Baba mentions this in the Murlis. If you've made any mistake, you tell Baba half of your punishment will be reduced. But that doesn't mean we keep making those mistakes again and again. That is what is a duty of an effort maker. Once a mistake is made, it should not be repeated. So Baba says if it's made again and again, there will be punishment for that. So in order to save yourself from 100-fold punishment, constantly keep Bap Dada in front of you. Keep Bap Dada in front of you. And even when we perform actions, Baba always says that check internally, would Brahma Baba be doing this? Would our dadis be doing this? If they are not doing this, how can I, the child of Bap Dada, be doing it? So continue to follow Bap Dada at each step. Verify each thought and each action through the Avyakt form with Avyakt power. So verify each thought and each action through the Avyakt form with Avyakt power, which means with your own spiritual power, with keeping Baba with you. You tap into your own inner being and you check, when you're not doing something right, the consciousness bites you. When you are doing something as per Srimad, there's always that lightness within. So there are ways we verify our actions, and it's all about going within and checking with a very honest heart with yourself. When you have the company of a corporeal form, everything is put into a practical form after you have had it verified. In the same way, always keep Bap Dada in front of you or with you in the Avyakt form, which means you share with Baba, and this is the internal conversation you have with Baba. And then check with yourself what is that you're feeling at that moment. And then by verifying each thought and action before putting it into the practical form, there will not be any wasteful or sinful actions. So whenever you listen to anything, do not just hear the words, but understand their significance. And in Baba's words, we have to go deep into it. Go deep that we can extract power from the words. Baba's words are like a piece of coal. When you burn coal, there's tremendous energy release. So when we go into the depths of knowledge and go into a depth of just one point of knowledge, the power that we receive that helps us go from limited awareness to unlimited awareness. So when you put aside the significance and just listen to the words, you become very sensitive. Do not ever think so-and-so says this and that is why it happens like this. Because whatever anyone does, he receives the reward of that. Always keep this in front of you. You must not take the support of anyone else's income, nor should your vision be drawn to the income of others through which there would be jealousy. And so what is Baba saying? That our attention, we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to others, seeing how much others have, seeing how much we have, or taking support of anyone else's income. And many times we believe, oh, I wish I was around someone who's a very powerful yogi soul, and we could learn from them, and a lot of that also we feel. But Baba says, there's already, Baba's given you everything. The Murli has everything. It's up to us how we're taking what Baba's already provided us and using it for ourselves. So for this, you must always remember the slogan, only when you grind your own ingredients can you experience intoxication. And so it's your own grinding, your churning, your own realizations, your own powerful realizations and those eureka moments. The moment when we realize something, it's like a door in the intellect opens where we wouldn't even have expected there was a door, and a tremendous amount of enthusiasm, just energy just comes up. And so that happens when we have our own self-realizations with our own churnings and self-reflections. So do not make the intoxication of others your target, but let Bap Dada's virtue and task be your target. Which means don't be, what Baba means here is you be like to listen to others' experiences, how they are intoxicated. But with that, Baba says, you have to make your own effort to experience Baba's companionship, the powers from Baba. So the target should be Bap Dada's virtues and power. So constantly keep the awareness of Bap Dada's task. Together with Bap Dada, I am also an instrument in the task of destruction of irreligiousness and the establishment of true religion. How can those who are themselves instruments for destroying irreligiousness perform any task of irreligiousness or break the divine code of conduct? So again, this is the questions we ask ourselves. If we're performing anything wrong, how can we be the ones who are going against Srimad? I am Master Maryada Purushottam, one who is most elevated by following the highest code of conduct. And so I cannot break any of the Maryadas. So a powerful point of self-respect. I'm a Master Maryada Purushottam. So how can I break any of the Maryadas? I'm the one who needs to be the embodiment and show many others the path where they can uplift themselves. By maintaining this consciousness, you will be able to make your stage perfect and equal to that of Bap Dada. Do you understand? Think less, you have to carry out many tasks. So Baba saying you think less and a lot more can be done. When overthinking stops, that energy we can use for a lot of productive things in service. So do not waste your time in just thinking. Before the settlement of the world, carry out the settlement of your own weaknesses and defects. So have those who are in bhakti change their form, color, and sparkle. Have you put a stop to changing into many forms? Have you made yourself such that only the spiritual form is constantly seen? So changing into many forms, we're soul conscious, suddenly we become role conscious, suddenly we become action conscious. So how things change. So here Baba says, have you made yourself stable in that spiritual form, that being form, and not the doing and the having form? And there are three realms in which we experience life: being, doing, having. So when we are action conscious, we're in the doing realm. But what Baba asks us is be in that being realm even while performing actions. Have you made yourself so bright and clear that there is no name or trace of any confusion? Have you made a promise for a temporary period or until the last moment? You have to bring about transformation of your own habits, old habits and sanskaras to the same extent as when you take a new birth. So when you take a new birth, you forget the things of the past. So here Baba says, forget about the past and not dwell on those old sanskaras, but focus on your eternal self, the virtues, the powers. So instead of cursing the darkness, which means just looking at your old sanskaras and mistakes, here Baba says turn on the light, which means switch your awareness to who you are and experience the default nature of the soul. So you forget everything of a previous life. Have you burned the old sanskaras in the same way, or have you still kept the ashes? So keeping the ashes, or have you put the ashes in the ocean where they completely merge and there's no way you can get those ashes back? So is it possible for the evil spirits to enter the ashes again? So once the Baba says the traces of the vices still remain, or are they completely removed from the soul? So therefore, throw the ashes into the ocean of the perfect stage and then go back from here. So what Baba is saying, from Madhuban, go back, but with a complete new awareness so that none of the old sanskaras come back into our consciousness or awareness. So you must not secretly take them back with you. Baba is saying merge them in such a way that there's no way they can come back. Otherwise, those ashes will disturb your stage. You have to put an end to the thoughts of the past. Acha. Every child has to make effort to be seated on the throne, and not just to be in the front of those who are seated on the throne. So again, Baba is saying you have to be first grade. You don't have to be second or third. So you will be seated on the throne when you come close at this time. The closer someone is, the more equal to Bap Dada he will become. So equal to Bap Dada. So what would be the qualities of that? Merciful, extremely loving, with having all virtues and all powers. So just like Baba. So when anyone looks into the eyes of you children, they should be able to see the path to liberation and liberation in life. That means through drishti, we should be able to make them experience how life is without bondages when the soul is completely free. There should be such magic in your eyes. So your eyes should do that much service. Your eyes and your forehead should both do service. What does the forehead show to souls? You now have to do such service that others receive the introduction to the Father from your forehead. Only then will they become close stars. So what Baba is saying, this forehead has to do service now. The powerful stage should be visible such that anyone looks at you, the eyes, the forehead, instantly they are able to feel close to Baba. You saw how Baba's eyes and forehead in the Sakar form did service. There used to be a point of light on the forehead and the brilliance of the remembrance of the Trimurti Father in his eyes. You have to become equal in this way. Only when you come close will you become equal. When you yourself remain in this stage, what will Maya do? Maya will finish. Baba says in some Murlis, Maya will bow down in front of you. She will become your servant. So having that powerful stage where the forehead, the eyes are doing the service. You children have to be regular. What does Bap Dada mean when he says regular? Regular means to carry out all activities from morning till night according to Srimad. You have to be regular in everything. Regular in your thoughts, words, behavior, deeds, sleeping, etc. Regular in everything. So what Baba is saying is from the start till the end of the day, we're aligned with Srimad. Everything we do during the day is aligned to Srimad, according to Srimad. And so that means regular. And we also use the word regular students. So regular students means, yes, those who are following Srimad from day and night. So anything that is regular is good. The more regular someone is, the better he is able to serve others. Serviceable means that not even one thought should be without service. And again, it's not about being action conscious. This is again what Baba refers to. Sometimes Baba would say that you're not soul conscious, you're neither body conscious, but you become action conscious. Means even while performing service, it's okay, doing this, doing this, doing this. But service really means to be stable yourself, stable in your own original, eternal awareness. So those who are serviceable souls can give the proof of this in everything. There shouldn't be just service through words, but all your physical organs should be engaged in doing service. So again, that awareness we carry. So just as your lips remain busy, in the same way, your forehead and your eyes should remain busy. You have to give the proof of service by doing all types of service through mind, body, words, so on and so forth. So proof cannot be given by doing just one type of service. And that's why Baba also uses the word all-rounder, should be all-round service. So then there is just praise. When others want proof, in order to give that proof, you must constantly remain engaged in all types of service. To the extent that you are serviceable, accordingly you will make others similar to yourself. Then you will make them equal to the Father. So your stage is powerful. You will become, you are able to make others powerful. But if we ourselves weak, then how much can we help the other? So our own stage is important. And with that, we can serve others and make them equal to Baba. Acha, Om Shanti. So let's take a minute of silence here and let's just reflect upon what we heard so far. Om Shanti. So does anyone have any questions from today's Murli?
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
What a vision you gave us, sister. When you were reading the Murli, if you believe every vein and every nerve of our system, it was just being engrossed in his love. And for me, when the Murli was started, sorry to just say, when yesterday Baba spoke to Dadi Janki, he said, bless your body. So today now, he said, just as you're blessing your body, now bless your mind. And he's giving us the recipe of how to stabilize our mind. I like the way he started with the body as well as the mind. Then what a vision again he gave of the army. Yesterday he blew the whistle, and now today he's saying, I am the marshal. And what I am the marshal, I am master marshal, I'll have to follow the directions. What a coincidence he gives. Then now he is not saying become, he's saying you are number one maharathi. It's an intoxication. We know the place at the top is limited, and he sometimes says number wise. But now he's saying, no, you are all number one because you are all my bacche. You cannot be kache, be my worthy children, chain children. This first paragraph which you spoke really, it brought about something in me. Yes, I am a Maharathi. Om Shanti.
That's wonderful.
Om
Thank
Shanti,
you.
sister.
Om Shanti.
Sister, today the point which I like to very much is, though he is the ocean of mercy, and if we make any mistakes, he forgives us many a times. But again, he says, if you make the same mistake, though he is being a ocean of mercy, he cannot pardon us, he will be punished 100 times. That is, he is reminding us that we should be very careful in our thoughts and actions. And then we have to put it into practice. So we have to take care of this very much, because in each Murli he says this, and there will be no, so that we should take so much care that there will be no wasteful thoughts or sinful actions. Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti. Thank you for that.
Om Shanti, sister.
Oh,
My takeaway point is, today onwards, I will give importance to how I become kache to kache. Baba said, even now, let the past be the past. So I forget the past. Yesterday, class asking for forgiveness opened my eye. Today onwards, I will pay attention. Now I really in capital. So my effort is such in paying more attention towards my inner devilish qualities. I want a stamped certificate from Baba. I am the original and direct child or heir of Almighty Authority. I will change myself from this moment. Om Shanti.
Wonderful.
Om Shanti, sister and divine family. The way Girja sister described, each time we all listen to Murli, it makes us wonder, how come Baba knows everything? What is happening inside? As soon as we are listening to the Murli, something is happening, like, electrical charges, like currents in the body is flowing. Wow, Baba, you are within us. You know what we are doing wrong. Anyway, every day when I listen to Murli, I say, I like this point. I will practice this, but I don't. Why? Because I do not know how to. For example, today I was thinking to say, okay, I will stay in the company of Baba in combined form, 24/7. But I truly do not know how to involve him, how to stay with him in his company in combined form. Then Baba said, Maya will not touch if you stay close to me. But 24/7, when we get involved into our work life, I forget this immediately. So I would like to clarify with you, if you can correct me. Involving Baba, does it mean, for example, if I go to gym, let's say, if I go to gym, I'm trying new machine. In my mind, if I say, Baba, you're with me, okay, give me power, or give me Sakash, give me your light and might. Okay, let's go. I know you are with me. I will do it. So does it mean like talking to him in silence? I'm also clarifying as I am learning how to put in practice. Thank you. Om Shanti Ji.
Mhm. Yeah, you asked a very good question, that how do we integrate spirituality, which means how do we keep Baba with us no matter where we are, what actions we're performing. And Baba has mentioned this in the Murli: make everything vyakt into avyakt, make everything lokik into alaukik. So even if I'm in the gym, I'm working with the body, but what about my mind and intellect that time? Just like this body has to be flexible so that it remains healthy, my mind also, the intellect also has to be flexible. It should be, we should be able to bend it, mold it according to the situation. And how can we do that? So it's asking your own self these questions and churning on what Baba has already given us. So how do I make my mind and intellect flexible? Is the question to ask yourself. And then even, yes, talking to Baba, but more important is staying in the awareness of elevated, how can I just create more and more elevated thoughts? Maybe based on the Murli points I heard, like you heard points today about keeping Baba as your companion. Okay, Baba, you are with me, we're together, we're doing this together. And even though this body is moving, who is moving this body? The soul is moving this body. If the soul is not there in this body won't move. So again, we have to keep on being aware of who we are and stay connected to Baba. And it's really, that's why Baba gives us these points to take, to churn on, to deepen our understanding of ourselves as souls and the relationship with the body. So I would suggest that, yes, you use Baba's knowledge, churn that more, reflect on that more, even have internal conversations with Baba. If you had a companion next to you while you were gymming, you would definitely be having a conversation, sharing some things which you would want to. So share that with Baba while you're doing that. So we just have to find our ways to integrate the, Baba's presence, companionship in whatever we're doing.
Thank you, Ji.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Today Baba said that our eyes and our forehead should both do service. So sometimes we complain ourselves that I do so much service, I do so much efforts, but still nobody recognize my efforts. So this line is a short explanation for these kind of issues, that if we are making efforts, if we are making practices, and if we are doing pushar, our eyes and forehead will automatically do the service. We don't have to make means intentional efforts for showing someone. So I like this line so much. Shanti.
Yes, absolutely. Service becomes natural. You're not even doing anything, but service is happening. Yes.
Om Shanti, sister. Again, one more intoxication point when you were reading that company and companion. Somebody just said how to do. Arey Baba se pyar karke dekho. And when you're in love with somebody, what we do, it's not just taking a photograph with him and carrying him along in my locket and saying Baba is there. Nay, you're not just, you're holding hand, Baba saying, and you're looking elsewhere. Ye thodi pyar hai. If I'm holding somebody's hand, my one room, my nerves, my everything should be with them. That is love. That is what is the love which Baba gives us in this confined stage. This is the intoxication point which I liked over there. I always love the person to talk would be first Baba. I'm not just holding your hand, Baba. I will always be with you. That's the same he told in yesterday's Murli. Company, companion, दोनों रखना चाहिए. Deep love होना चाहिए. Oh, it's so beautiful then. I am a maharathi. I am yours, Baba. My Baba ka Baba mera.
Right. And it's mentioned in the chat, I'll be a champion when I keep Babdada as a companion. Yes. And Baba, we are number one, and Baba is the best supreme teacher, and we're all number one children.
Thank
Om
you,
Shanti,
Gurja
sister.
sister.
Yes, go ahead.
Sister, think less. You have to carry out many tasks. Do you waste your time just thinking before the settlement of the world? Carry out the settlement of your weakness and defects. He says, I just want to know, see, we cannot come out completely about from our weakness and defects. Something creeps in some small weaknesses or whatever it is, it creeps out. How to come out of it completely? Sister, any thing that we can come out completely, like at least frequently the weaknesses should not be there, no defects and weaknesses, one or two. So how do you think we can come out of it?
Again, the focus should not be on the weaknesses, but the focus should be on the truth.
The more
and
we are, yes,
Yes.
the more we give attention to that weakness that we should remove that, the more it, I think we are posing it. And so it creeps again. That's what I'm feeling, that we should not give more attention to the weakness, as you said.
Yes, because wherever attention goes, that thing
Yeah.
grows. So we pay attention to the truth, and the wonder of the truth is it has so much power that it will take us beyond these weaknesses. It will automatically finish the weaknesses. So rather than focusing on, oh, I have this sanskar, that sanskar, that's when Baba said, this is your new birth. Nothing of the past belongs to you. So now focus on the truth. And that means focus on points of knowledge, take power from the points of knowledge, keep Baba with you, be absorbed in the love, then automatically you will, these weaknesses will go away.
Thank you, sister.
Anybody
Shanti.
else? Yes.
The point which strike this, that like Baba's words are like a piece of coal when burnt, it gives a lot of energy. Yes, I have also felt it a lot of time when in a situation, how a point emerges and gives so much of energy to come out of the situation.
Yes, it's packed with power, and that's why Baba says go into the depths of it, because when we go to the depths, we can tap into that power and unleash it, which can then take us from that limited awareness to the unlimited. So, yes.
Om Shanti sister again. I would like to say big thank you to Girja sister. Her detailed description, it helps me a lot. She puts everything in simplified form, and it becomes so easy for me to understand, because I'm new. I just joined a few weeks ago, and sometimes when I read Murli, sometimes it's difficult for me to understand. So big thank you goes to Gurja sister and Om Bai. He gave so beautiful balanced equation formulas. Like I love that. So my heartfelt gratitude goes to Om Bai and Gurja sister as well. Thank you for helping us, and you both are biggest source of inspiration, especially for me and for everyone. Thank you.
That's wonderful. We do have a few sharings which are on the chat that we save energy, save our thoughts. We have big tasks to complete. Don't compare with others, and don't even be dependent on their intoxication. For your spiritual progress, churn your own ingredients and become Master Maryada Purushottam, the one who cannot break any Maryadas. We are the ones who are the embodiments of it. So let's just have a few minutes of meditation, and then we can end for today. So just sit back, relaxed, but with the back straight. And visualize in front of you a mountain. And within that mountain, there is a cave And within that dark cave, there is a small candle of light. And that candle is radiating light in that dark cave. In the same way, this forehead is a cave. And within that, I, the candle, the soul, the point of light reside. And I'm shining and radiating light. I am Baba's child, the one who has full authority, the one who is a maharathi, the one who follows the code of conduct, the maryadas, to the highest level, the one who keeps Baba as a companion. I am holding Baba's hand all the time. We're combined. One cannot be separated from the other. Om Shanti. So thank you, everyone. And keep that powerful awareness that I am Baba's companion. We're always together. And always have that awareness that I'm very elevated and I'm Maharathi soul number one soul. Thank you, everyone. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sneha. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a nice day. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.